Episode 5 of Champion begins with Dawn alerting everyone of the accident as she drives the boys home. Mehmet takes the blame but gives Bosco the silent treatment. Vida and Bosco finally have a heart-to-heart. But as he is pouring his heart out, she gets busy with work and annoyed, he walks off. Next, it is Barris' turn, but instead of worrying about the boy, he goes on about how to keep the money flowing. He doesn't care that Bosco is tired and tells him to get his act together. Meanwhile, Honey's band audition seems to be going well till she starts twerking and rapping and they immediately reject her. Mark shuts down Vida's pleas to find herself and organizes a showcase to sell her in USA. Bosco's label wants the money back for the canceled tour. With Barris using up all the money for Champion Crown, Bosco is forced to perform at a Sweet 16. As for Vida, she calls to check on Mehmet, but he ends up directing his rage over Bosco on her. He says that the champions are messy and he wants out. Teo shows up as she wants Vida for her show at London Fashion Week, and the latter is disappointed that she can't as Mark has her busy with the US showcase. At the Sweet 16, Bosco gives a half-hearted performance. Dawn tries to hype him up while Barris keeps scolding him. It gets worse when the birthday girl loudly reveals she wanted Vida champion and not Bosco champion. While he runs off and cries, Barris gets a shocking call. Dawn tries to comfort him, but Barris is angry at him for being weak. Bosco runs off to Chantel's and explains that he is lonely. She reveals that she felt the same when he first got famous and he distanced himself from her. He apologizes and says he would change the past if he could. They end up hooking up. Elsewhere, Vida and Honey patch up and the two come up with a plan. Honey shows up at Mark's US showcase. He is mad with Vida but decides to go with it. Honey is good and he decides to strike a deal with her. Meanwhile, Vida performs at the fashion show. She invites her mom and performs her song, Stolen. However, it is not received well as Aria is angry. After the show, they end up having a confrontation. Aria points out that it is not her song to sing and Vida is not cut out to be a star. Vida calls her jealous and Aria raises her hand. Mehmet stops her, but Bosco arrives just then and misunderstands. He wonders why the DJ is getting into their family matters and Mehmet declares that he loves Vida. Furious by the betrayal, Bosco creates a row before Lennox pulls them apart. Mehmet tries to apologize to Vida, but she says they are messy and maybe they should do their own thing. She leaves with Laurent while Mehmet looks sad. At home, Mark is excited as he has been asked to move to New York. However, Chantel is not happy about leaving Bosco. The champions come home to a teary-eyed Barris who explains that his dad is dead. He ignores Bosco but cries in front of Aria while Lennox watches from afar. Aria agrees to go to Jamaica for the funeral, but this upsets Lennox. Bosco wants to go as well, but Barris is harsh on him as he refuses at the end of Champion Episode 5. The episode review. Looks like Mehmet's days as Bosco's babysitter are over too. Guess it is Dawn now. She's not too bad though. With everyone abandoning him, it seems to be getting to him. It doesn't help that Barris is being an absolute menace. Like your son almost died, cut him some slack, Barris. Parent number 2 isn't doing any better either, with Aria twisting Vida's words and misunderstanding her. Seems heartbreaking for poor Vida. The fashion show is a parallel to episode 1 where Bosco gives a tribute to his mother which she willingly accepts. However, in Champion Episode 5, Aria is upset with Vida for reminding her of her stolen career, which in Vida's defense wasn't her motive.